Right now, live at 5.
Coming up tonight, Duluth police are investigating a shooting in the Highland Harbor neighborhood.
And Dr. Fauci says it's unclear how long the pandemic will last as Congress remains gridlocked on another relief package and the economy sputters. Plus, good news for the local economy as 2 mines plan to return to full operations in the coming days.
An IT expert gives tips to parents who plan to do remote learning this fall.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. As we take a look up Mesaba Avenue in Duluth, police are investigating a shooting that occurred in the Harbor Highlands area that sent 1 person to the hospital today. Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is on assignment tonight. Thanks for joining us. We're following some developing news this afternoon in the Central Hillside neighborhood. Police say a man was shot in the Harbor Highlands area in Duluth. Emma Quinn spent the day on scene today. She has the latest information from authorities.
While the scene has been cleared and we don't know many details yet, we do know that Duluth Police Department responded to the area just before noon, and the victim that they found appeared to have 2 gunshot wounds and was taken to a nearby hospital. Now, a witness I spoke to earlier said she was inside her home with the door open. That's when she heard what sounded like firecrackers going off. She says she's never heard gunshots before, and when she came outside, she saw a police presence and she knew something else had happened.
I went up the steps there, and the little fella who was sitting on his porch, I think, when what happened. So the ambulance came and took him away, and bloody scene. His cousins or whomever had blood on them too.
Copeland says she's lived in the neighborhood since 2011 and hasn't dealt with anything like this before. There was another shooting in the area back in December. She says it scares her knowing one of her neighbors has been hurt. Now, police say that the victim's injuries are non-life-threatening. As of right now, we don't know their name, and as of right now, the incident is still under investigation.
Thanks, Emma. Meanwhile, if you're one of the thousands of people who went to the rodeo in Effie last weekend, you might have been exposed to coronavirus. Health officials say a person who attended the rodeo started experiencing symptoms afterwards and then tested positive. They determined the person was contagious while they were at the event. There's no way to know how many people were exposed. Health officials are asking everyone who went to monitor for symptoms. The state had asked the organizer to limit the number of people who attended. Instead, he waived the ticket fee, and thousands came out to protest the state's regulations designed to prevent the spread of the virus. Some Itasca County hospitals are testing rodeo attendees for free. We have those details on our website. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison is now suing the organizer for violating the state's crowd size rules and taking no steps to prevent the spread of COVID. This is the first time Ellison has taken legal action to enforce the governor's executive order. Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, health officials are investigating a COVID outbreak at a camp in Ashland County. 14 confirmed cases have been connected to Camp Eagle Ridge in Mellon. That's about a half-hour south of Ashland. Health experts say most of the cases are among camp staff, and they're working with the county to stop any further spread. Campers and staff are said to have had little interaction with the community. All campers returned home as soon as the outbreak was identified. In baseball news, the Milwaukee Brewers were getting set to host the Cardinals in their home opener tonight. That was until 2 members of the Cardinals tested positive for COVID-19, causing the game to be postponed. The league released a statement today saying the decision was, quote, consistent with protocols to allow enough time for additional testing and contact tracing to be conducted. Today's game has been rescheduled as part of a doubleheader on Sunday, and tomorrow's game is set to go on as planned. Kelly Hinseth will have more from the Brewers and their owner tonight at 6. Dr. Anthony Fauci returned to Capitol Hill with other members of the White House task force to testify before a House panel. This comes as stimulus talks on Capitol Hill are still at a stalemate, with the $600 weekly unemployment benefit ending today for millions of Americans. Skylar Henry reports from the White House.
The nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, stressed the need for all Americans to help stop the spread of the coronavirus.
We could do a really good job of controlling it if we paid attention to 5 fundamental principles, one of which is what we're doing here. Right. With masks, crowds, distance, bars, washing hands.
Fauci's testimony comes as House lawmakers continue to examine the need for a national plan to contain the outbreak.
I'm calling for the administration to finally give America a comprehensive national plan that prioritizes science over politics.
You wouldn't even be here today if there wasn't a plan, because you are the people tasked with carrying out the plan.
Today, Fauci said he's cautiously optimistic a coronavirus vaccine would be ready by the end of the year.
We hope that as the time we get into the late fall and early winter, we will have, in fact, a vaccine that we can say would be safe and effective.
The White House and lawmakers are still at an impasse on a new coronavirus relief package. They've been trading offers to help struggling Americans without reaching a deal.
The Democrats are playing for November 3rd, and we're playing for the good of the people.
As of today, the extra $600 federal unemployment benefit has expired, and more than 30 million Americans could see their unemployment checks drop 50 to 75%.
I want our people to be able to live and live well, because it wasn't their fault that China brought in this pandemic, that China brought in this plague.
Republicans and the White House are now pushing a short-term extension. Democrats have rejected the idea and say the next relief bill needs to be a complete package.
On Friday, House lawmakers canceled their August recess to work on the coronavirus bill. Another 1.4 million people filed for unemployment benefits last week. All right, Dave joins us for a look at the weather. Dave, a little bit hotter out there today than we're used to.
Yeah, as we expected, a warm front from a low pressure system brought temperatures back into the 80s for a lot of towns. And now later on tonight, the cold front, the other shoe, is going to drop and stir up the warm atmosphere and create showers and thunderstorms. We can see that process already beginning in northwestern parts of Minnesota, and after midnight tonight, it just might filter into the rest of our region. So let's cast a live eye upon the Jacobson area there and take a look and see if the clouds are getting any thicker there yet off to the west. Not yet, but clouds in general should be increasing as we go through the night. And this rain, if it pays off, 50 to 75% chance it will, through Sunday morning, we could manage about a quarter to a half inch for a lot of our towns. Here's a quick look at our weekend forecast. Tonight, indeed, the clouds will be on the increase. There's the 70% chance for the showers and storms on Saturday. Then it clears up but cools down by Sunday. In a few minutes, I'll talk about how long that cool down could last.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, learn how a local business is filling a void in Cloquet and how a bridge inspection may impact your commute. Stay tuned. City by City is coming up next. And for many years, Stonehenge has puzzled many people. Coming up at 6, learn about a recent breakthrough about the site.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Hello, I'm Steve Little, owner of Bath Planet. We are excited about the reopening of our economy, so in celebration, I'm extending our special financing offer until the end of July. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 2 years, so you can get the work done now and not have to pay for it until 2022. This offer ends July 31st, so call us today or go online to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service and down to earth price.
This thing is really dusty.
Your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts, brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. The website's so easy to use. The lowest prices and fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
You gonna pick that up? Because there's no poop fairy to do that for you. See? Take these. They're not just poop bags. They're pride bags. Because you're doing the right thing for your neighbors and for the health of the whole watershed. Gotta fly. There's a Chihuahua cranking one out in Leicester right now. There is no poop fairy.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5 as we take a look out at Lake Superior on this hot and sunny Friday evening. Will it be a good weekend to get into the lake? Well, Dave will have your upcoming weekend forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's find out what's happening around the region. How the reopening of 3 major automotive businesses is helping local miners, plus how a bridge inspection may impact your commute. All that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. North Shore Mining in Babbitt and Silver Bay are expected to return to full capacity next week after being idled due to the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic. The CEO for Cleveland Cliffs made the announcement during an investors call Thursday morning. During the pandemic, mining companies all across the Iron Range were forced to idle, causing 1/3 of miners to be laid off. Cleveland Cliffs CEO says the restart coincides with the comeback of the big 3 automakers, General Motors, Ford, and Fiat Chrysler. Heading to Cloquet, a new business is trying to fill the void after the departure of the popular Goodwill and Salvation Army stores. The Highway 45 thrift store opened earlier this month, and according to the owners, the business has been doing quite well. The secondhand store is open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and they are also accepting donations anytime during business hours. And here is a live look over the Bong Bridge because the Wisconsin Department of Transportation announced it's due for an inspection. Lane closures will begin August 10th and are scheduled to end by the 13th. However, according to WisDOT, the lane closures could continue until Monday the 17th if needed. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead and send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Coming up, we hear a tech expert on how to best prepare for distance learning in the fall.
A warm front giveth warmer temperatures today, but already a cold front will take the temps away and leave a couple of showers and thunderstorms in between. We'll talk about the precip chances coming around for Saturday coming up after our break.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student, a mother, and I am an American soldier. I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
Always on the go, but want to keep up with the day's news? Don't worry. Now we are wherever you are. Traveling? No problem. Stream wherever, whenever with Live Local CBS 3.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station, 95 KQDS.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3. Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Here's a live look at the Effie area to see if the clouds are indeed thickening up in that neck of the woods. And technically, we could say they are, although those are more fair weather cumulus than actual warm front clouds coming across. But what's a couple of differences in clouds among friends here? Bottom line is clouds should thicken and lower as the night goes on, as a low pressure system gets into our region. After midnight tonight, we get upwards of a 70% chance for showers and storms. I'll talk about how much rain we're going to get in just a little bit as well. But right now, let's allay some fears here. This time around, after 2 other stormy weekends, I don't think the storms will be strong enough to be considered severe. So we could get some benevolent rains and shake off the problems with the high winds and the hail and all those types of things. 81 degrees is what we have right now at the airport in Duluth. So the warm front portion of the low did indeed take our temperatures up. Relative humidity is 44%. South wind at 9 miles per hour is helping to bring those temperatures up. And the air pressure is at 30 inches even, or 1,016 millibars. Still on the higher side, but again, the high is leaving, a low is coming, and barometer readings should go down, at least for Saturday. We'll dry up and clear up as early as Sunday, but probably not warm up. Speaking of temperatures, here's what we have right now in the Upper Peninsula. 77s from Watersmeet to Ironwood. 81s from Ashland to Hayward to Solon Springs, too. 82 right now in Superior, make things up just a little bit. 81 for Moose Lake, 79 towards Two Harbors, a little bit cooler, Silver Bay and Grand Marais. Low 80s from Ely through Virginia and Eveleth, and Mountain Iron towards Hibbing Chisholm, and Grand Rapids, too. 83 degrees right now, International Falls. Temperatures tomorrow, thanks to the cloud cover and the cold front, will be a little bit less than this. They're probably running about 76 to 81 tomorrow. Then Sunday, after the low pressure system goes, temperatures will go down. If normal is 77, by Sunday we'll hit 70 at best. Doppler map right now shows the cold front portion of the low pressure system starting to push into northwestern Minnesota here, and that's the line of showers and storms that could be buzzing across our region as the night goes on through tomorrow, and perhaps even into, I'm thinking, Sunday morning. So there's that low pressure system that's been lurking to the west for a couple of days. Higher pressure's finally pushed out of our area, allowing a void for the low to fill, and it's going to fill it with clouds and the rain chance indeed after midnight tonight through probably very early in the morning on Sunday. And then once Sunday comes across, the low will go and higher pressure from Canada filters in. So we'll dry up again, but we are going to cool down. And several days next week will be hovering around 70 degrees, so cooler than normal for at least a couple of days. By next weekend, though, could be back towards normal, if not a little bit warmer. So summer's not completely gone yet, even though August kicks in tomorrow. Right now, here's what we get tonight in Minnesota. Your low temps will run about 55 to 60 in Minnesota with those clouds on the increase. And into Wisconsin and Michigan may take a little bit longer, but the clouds will increase there as well. Low temps go roughly 55 to 60. Light and variable winds for many towns. Tomorrow's high temps in Wisconsin and Michigan should run 78 to 81. 50% chance for the showers and storms on that side of the bridge. But in the Minnesota side, it's a 70% chance with low 70s by the lake, mid to upper 70s inland. And then the cold front comes to call, and Sunday clears up, dries up, and cools down. 70 will be the top temp both Sunday and Monday. A little bit warmer come Tuesday. Back towards normal Wednesday and Thursday. And next Friday's our next rain chance, and the high goes back to 78. So again, Tony, a little bit of a cool down for a couple of days, but then summer still comes across next weekend, and folks probably will get a good chance to go jump in the lake perhaps next Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Tomorrow around here with the storm chance, I'd recommend not doing it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And if you like it a little bit brisker Sunday, 70's not so bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Summer's going to hold on for a few more weeks, probably at least a month before we start to see
that
the
would be
flakes
very
fly.
nice, Tony.
Thanks, Dave. The need for remote learning tools has never been higher. Some districts across Minnesota are deciding to do distance learning rather than in-person or a hybrid of the two. Either way, parents will be making a trip to the store. Travis Elm, an IT director, says parents should take the initiative to find out what their children need. Make sure you have reliable internet, webcams, and some sort of device to video chat. Another hot item, a double screen.
I mean, it really is more productive that way. So instead of having to write it on a sheet of paper, the paper gets lost, you don't know where it's at, it's on your screen, you can save it.
Elm will share more tips with us coming up tonight at 6. You won't have to pay to apply to a local college next month. The University of Wisconsin-Superior announced today it's waiving application fees for the month of August. University leaders say they hope the move will help prospective students facing financial challenges during the pandemic. A new child care facility is opening in downtown Duluth. This will be the Mesabi Preschool Academy's second location. The first is in Proctor. The new facility was made possible in part by the city's 1200 Fund and the Child Care Incentive Program. Last year, the 1200 Fund announced a plan to issue a total of $500,000 to licensed child care providers in Duluth. The owner of the center says they are up for the challenge to provide accessible child care during unprecedented times. From graduations to weddings, the impact of COVID-19 has led to a stream of canceled events. With fewer opportunities to pop some bubbly, the champagne industry is facing financial hardship for years to come. CBS's Gwen Baumgartner reports from London.
This year has given the champagne industry a generous pour of bad luck. Celebrations are in short supply due to COVID-19, and sales of the sparkling beverage have fallen flat. The industry lost an unprecedented $2 billion in revenue over the past few months.
We are experiencing a crisis that we evaluate to be even worse than the Great Depression in terms of economy for champagne.
As lockdowns went in place around the world, champagne producers were left with nearly 100 million bottles of unsold product. But don't expect their price tag to drop anytime soon. To stabilize the price and prevent future waste, an official champagne committee is expected to put a cap on next month's harvest, meaning vineyards in eastern France will have to regulate the amount of grapes they pick and burn or dispose of any excess.
C'est une destruction de ce que nous propose la nature.
One winemaker likens it to pouring champagne in the gutter. It's a destruction of nature's gift, he says. It's unacceptable, though others are taking a glass-half-full approach.
Champagne sometimes sounds a little bit optimistic because we have this resilience and we have 300 years of a history of getting over the various crises and finding solutions.
While the impact of COVID-19 will bubble over for years to come, he hopes the world can find a reason to raise a glass.
Vineyard owners who choose not to destroy their excess grapes could be given the option to produce alcohol for hand sanitizer or sell to distilleries at a discount. Even with those options, the industry will likely lose 30% of their sales this year. Still to come, find out how a new fire truck will better train new firefighters.
Mediacom's fiber-powered broadband network was built for the future, and it's in your community. Delivering gigabit speeds to every home and business we serve. We'll be one of the first in the nation to take you to 10G, making your community one of the fastest in the world. The foundation is in place, and Mediacom will be making way for brilliant possibilities, igniting economic development and lighting up communities nationwide.
Meteorologist Dave Anderson with this 2:40 in the morning update on the weather. And it's been a bit rough in Wisconsin.
Down, it gets super dark. Oh, that crazy light.
Have a severe thunderstorm warning.
For the coverage you need, tune to live, local CBS 3.
New details on a shooting in the Highland Harbor neighborhood. More details tonight.
An IT expert gives tips to parents who plan to do remote learning this fall.
The show critics are praising as genius is now the Emmy winner for Outstanding Talk Show Host. What? And the stars love it too.
You're so good!
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on live, local CBS 3.
Cedric here. These crazy times have led to some crazy viral videos, proving that our human spirit is strong. We can overcome adversity, but mostly we'll do anything to pass the time. Celebrate the human spirit with me. The greatest at-home videos. Tonight, 8, 7 Central on CBS.
Every second of every day, it happens. Something big, something worth talking about. News happens, and you can't wait for it. You need to be constantly digging, asking, hunting, wanting more. More truth, more real answers, more who, what, where, when, and why. And it's about you. It's about now. It's about wherever, whenever. At Live Local CBS 3, it's about the news. Your neighborhood news.
Vaping has been declared a national epidemic among youth. 1 in 3 high schoolers vape in northeastern Minnesota.
My child started having seizures from vaping. There's still so many unknown chemicals.
One vape cartridge has as much nicotine as at least 2 packs of cigarettes.
My child was hospitalized with severe lung injuries.
They said it was no big deal.
My child said it was no risk.
That it was under control.
That's what my child said. But what could I have said? Get the facts and talk to your child today.
I want people to tune in, and I want them to see a friend, because I'm a mother and I know how hard it could be. You're doing all these things and then you have the child and then no one talks to you about how lonely it can be. You know, who do you lean to? Who do you connect with? This segment is very important to me because I get to work, but I also get to work on my passion.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with Leanne Valdez on CBS 3.
Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS 3 Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
A Wisconsin college is using its new fire truck to train local firefighters. Wisconsin Indian Head Technical College has added the truck to their fleet, equipped with the most up-to-date technology. Today, they made a stop at the Superior Fire Hall. Training is available for all skill levels, ranging from entry-level to advanced classes. Fire Services Director Tim Halber says it gives firefighters a chance to practice necessary skills in real-life scenarios.
What we needed to do was buy a rig that's representative of the fire departments that we service, that we train. So that was what we did. We bought one so that we can teach firefighters from across the 11 counties that we train in.
WITC is also encouraging any of the 109 fire departments in the district to come train on their campuses. In just 2.5 hours, the Minnesota State Fair sold 19,000 tickets to its food parade next month. Those tickets went on sale at 10 o'clock this morning, and they are currently sold out. This event will feature 16 vendors that are usually State Fair favorites. People will stay in their cars and drive through the fairgrounds to get their fried food fix, since the Great Minnesota Get-Together was forced to cancel this year due to the pandemic. The food parade will be held over 3 weekends starting on August 20th. At this point, it doesn't sound like any more tickets will be made available.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, Florida sees its 4th straight day of record coronavirus deaths as the state prepares now for a hurricane. We're tracking that storm tonight. Plus, enhanced unemployment benefits expire at midnight tonight. With rent due tomorrow, will Congress act? And remember that Twitter hack? Officials say they found the mastermind behind the plot that targeted President Obama, Bill Gates, and others. Turns out he's a teenager. That's coming up on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
Hello, I'm Steve Little, owner of Bath Planet. We are excited about the reopening of our economy, so in celebration, I'm extending our special financing offer until the end of July. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 2 years, so you can get the work done now and not have to pay for it until 2022. This offer ends July 31st, so call us today or go online to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service and down to earth price.
This thing is really dusty.
The best way to get your large 3-topping pizza for just $9.99 is also the easiest. With new contactless curbside pickup, let us know when you're here without ever leaving the safety of your car. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS 3 News with Kristen Vaki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS 3. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS 3 Duluth. Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Mainstream is your wedding headquarters. Downtown Duluth.
A very happy Friday to you, and thanks for watching the CBS 3 News live at 5 on this final day of July. Here's a live look over a very busy Lake Avenue as we enter the weekend. Now let's take a look back at today's top story and preview what's to come at 6. A man is recovering from at least one gunshot wound tonight after police say he was shot in the Harbor Highlands area in Duluth. While we don't have many details, we do know Duluth police responded to the area just before noon. They say the victim appeared to have 2 gunshot wounds and was taken to a nearby hospital. And Minnesota school districts are still deciding how to hold classes in the fall. However, many have planned to have distance learning as part of their school year. Coming up at 6, we take a deeper look into the type of technology that you can use to maximize distance learning for your children. And Dave's here to give us just a final look at the weather tonight. Dave, still hot out there?
I don't know. I haven't been out in a couple hours, Tony. I'm going to assume it's still on the warmer side, though. Cold front will solve the heat problem tomorrow. Tonight, clouds are on the increase, and then tomorrow, the storm chance goes up to 70% as a cold front knifes into that warmer weather that we got today and drops the highs to about 76. And then Canadian high pressure takes over by Sunday. That sticks around through Thursday. But since it's from Canada, it'll be speaking a little bit of a cooler language, and dropping us down towards 70. Normal's around 77. But we'll get back up towards that once we get towards next Friday, and in fact, that'll be our next rain chance. A fairly dry week. We have that shot on Saturday. If it doesn't pay off, you get another one come next Friday. And in between, it will be high and dry and just a little bit cool.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, that's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here again at 6, and thanks for watching.